Hello and welcome to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and this is a really special deck spotlight. It's very special to me because this deck comes from a viewer out there by the name of Jiitzu. Thank you, Jiitzu, so much for sending me this list. They mentioned that they only recently started playing Hearthstone. They built this Hunter deck and actually made it to rank 8, which is a phenomenal effort for a new player and with a budget deck. So they said that it might be pretty boring, but I actually think this list has a couple of really cool and really interesting pieces of tech in there. So I wanted to play a couple of games with it, show that off, and see how we go. So as you can see, it's kind of got the shell of an aggro hunter. But we've got a lot of like these kind of interesting one drops, and I'm not sure if these were made due to budget constraints or, I mean, Jiitzu mentioned that they made it all the way to rank 10 in one day, so they might have actually been doing some iteration and reiteration as they went. So starting at the top, we've just got the we've got this interesting 1-1-1 split of Diamols, Hungry Crabs, and Jeweled Macaws. The Hungry Crab obviously very good against Murloc Paladin. However, that has been seeing a little bit less play on the ladder, at least for me at the ranks that I've been at. So it'll be interesting to see if we can get to gobble up a Murloc. And one Diamol, one Jeweled Macaw. I really like Jeweled Macaw. The Diamol probably better in the Dude Paladin matchup. But this can give you like a little bit of extra gas for that late game, and potentially give us some powerful cards. Crackling Razemore and Direwolf Alpha, you've seen a lot of these cards, we've been playing with a lot of them, particularly Direwolf Alpha. Phenomenal card. Then we've got a one-off Scavenging Hyena here. I actually really like this because Hyena is a card that requires your opponent to have an answer. Straight up, if they don't, and you get to smash a couple of like alley cats and stuff into their minions, it just gets way out of control. So I actually really like that, and you know what? I might even want to put a second one in here if we are running the alley cats, which have kind of fallen a little bit out of favor. But I really like alley cat, and that's cool. Moving up, this kind of typical. Like two animal companions, 2 hunters, 2 kill commands. Don't leave home without them. This one Unleash the Hand is pretty is nice. Goes really well with our one of Scavenging Hyena, but doesn't commit too hard to the Scavenging Hyena game plan. Hound's not so good against control, but we haven't been seeing a lot of that. Seeing a lot of Tempo Mage, seeing a lot of Dude Paladin, so I reckon this will be pretty good. Eater of Secrets, pretty interesting one. I would imagine that at those kind of ranks 20 to rank 10, probably seeing a lot of the Tempo Mage, because it's quite a good budget deck, which we've played before. You can always check out the video from our budget deck series. And this is a bit of an out to that, and really good if our opponent tries to lean really hard on a ice block. That being said, 4 mana 2/4 isn't so good, and it's not even a beast. So we'll keep an eye out for just how much use we're going to get out of this Eater of Secrets, and just how many times it is a bit of a brick. Flanking Strike, Houndmaster, Spellbreaker, we've seen these before. At the top, we've got a single Bittertide Hydra and a single Tundra Rhino. Tundra Rhino, I don't know how I feel about it. I really like it if you've got with High Main. I think turn 5 Rhino, turn 6 High Main is something that a lot of decks have to respect, because it can clear up quite a lot of the board. But we don't have any High Mains in this list, so I'm just trying to think how useful it'll be. But once again, it's could be a budget constraint that maybe they want to put in a second Bittertide Hydra, and are just trying to fill up the curve here. But Tundra Rhino is still a great one, and it does immediately impact the board, which is really good. And then right at the end, we've got the 2 Reckless Rocketeers, the budget finisher of choice. Obviously, if we had all the dust in the world, this would probably be a Leroy, and you know, maybe the other Bittertide Hydra or something like that. But Reckless Rocketeer is still good. Dealing 5 to your opponent's face for 6 is still good. And we want to be aware that we do have 2 in the deck, so we do have a little bit of extra reach compared to some other lists. But yeah, that's Jiitzu's list. I'm going to jump into some games, and we'll see how we go. Alright, we're here with Jiitzu's Budget Aggro Hunter. Great curve here. Allocating to Razormaul. Hopefully with the Razormaul we can hit health. Or Divine Shield, I guess. There's a couple of good hits off the Razormaul. If we assume that our opponent is Dude Paladin or Murloc Paladin. I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather today, so hopefully these games won't get too complicated, because I'm not sure if my brain can handle it. Candle shot. Nice. Not the greatest. But we're still competing quite well. This is a little bit awkward. We're gonna have to draw something pretty tasty to stay in this game, because actually, that's not so bad. Definitely could have been quite a lot worse. Keep this bow around for one more turn.
Back to your homes.
Reporting for duty. Well, I'm glad we kept this bow around to kill this.
I hunt alone.
Unfortunately, I can kind of feel this game escaping us. Particularly if they have a Stegodon here. Divine Favor for 2. It's actually okay.
The light protects me.
Ooh, there we go. Don't want them to have Tarim. Yep. Alright.
Your magic shall not save you.
Job done.
Our opponent still has so many cards in hand. And depending on which list they're on, still quite a lot of high impact cards.
for duty.
The light dims, but we fight. Back to your homes.
That was odd ordering. If this is if they have stand against darkness.
I hunt alone.
Like these cards kind of make sense for them to be like a Stegadon or a level up. Or maybe, yeah.
Reporting for duty.
Unfortunately, we've gone through our one Unleash the Hounds, so... Ugh.
Well played.
Don't think we are coming back from that one. We had a really great start. Unfortunately, missing that turn 4, missing the pressure on turn 4, was really what cost us. A bit of a, I won't say unfortunate draw, but you know we do have quite a few 4-drops in here though. But that's okay. Our opponent also had a really good start to kind of not counter ours, but just a very good draw that competed on the board with us. And unfortunately, right now, Paladin just competes on the board so much better than Hunter. This type of Hunter. I will say that like that the secret Hunter list that we played was phenomenal against a Paladin. Come on, Secret Eater. Death rattle or health? Just take health as an out to like a higher old Dragon's Fire, Dragon's Breath, Dragon's Fury.
I hope you like my invention.
Yep. How do we keep putting the pressure on?
I wonder.
Unfortunately changed my mind a bit there. I was thinking of trading this in here. But if we had known that we were going to go face this Direwolf Alpha, should be over here. It begins. If we hit the Secret Eater this game, I'm gonna be so happy. Come on, Secret Eater. 5%. Let's go. That's kind of why we wanted to fire off that kill command last time.
Your magic shall not save me.
Job done.
I know it's pretty tempting to play the beast this turn, but we want a hero power every turn to make sure that our opponent is constantly under pressure. Like, they have to have something this turn to deal with the Spellbreaker, or else their block gets blown up. And then, even if they do in 2 turns, we're breaking it just with our hero power.
I hope you like my invention.
Sweet. So, what are we at? 3 out of 6? So they're very unlikely to finish that and be able to cast it. They need another block, but that's going to cost them 3 mana. Like, all their turn was this turn was like playing ice block. So we'll just make sure that we put them on 1. Alright, now the onus is on them. If they do play another secret, we'll make sure that we hero power first instead of attacking in case it is Ice Barrier. Okay.
To my side.
Die, mage.
The third ice block, eh? We didn't play for that. Now it's pretty tricky, actually.
Someday I'll be just like you. Someday I'll be just like you. Someday I'll be just like you. Someday I'll be just like you.
require my assistance? Aha! Well fought.
Well,
I can see.
can't wait for Iceblock to be gone. We did our best to put pressure on them, which is really good. Hey Galvatron 404.
Rexa versus Arthas.
Got spanked last round. Yeah, we did.
Let the hunt begin.
It was pretty gross, but you know what? Like, that's why they don't like Iceblock.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
I don't want to play this crab.
You have my gratitude.
As soon as I play this, they're gonna play turn 1 Vilefin Inquisitor, and I'm gonna just hate myself. Please don't. Just play turn 1 Righteous Protector or Argent Squire. Not turn 2.
Put this apple on your
Okay,
head.
okay, it's okay. If that was Hydrologist, no. Razormaw or Direwolf Alpha? Razormaw we'd want like +1/+1. Direwolf Alpha guarantees it though. I think I would just go for this. Not gonna chance. I've seen what it's like in your rank. I think I staying angry chicken. Sometimes it feels like that. It's yeah. The game can get frustrating, but
The light dims, but
Um,
we fight.
I don't know. It feels like there should be maybe a way for people to like play more casual decks. Because like every so often, like I'll have a quest to complete. Like yesterday was a good example. I had like 5 mage wins or something. I don't really feel like playing, you know, super competitive games. So is there a better target for Spellbreaker? Maybe the lion?
Your magic shall not save you.
So I had 5 mage wins, so I just went into wild. Went into wild, queued up, like I just put a bunch of like Scroll of Wonder and like Kabbalah's Tome in a deck. And just ran with that, and it was so fun. This is so risky.
Mage.
Like if they have the summon 5/1/1s, we could potentially be taking quite a lot of damage this turn. But yeah, like I was playing this like super casual mage deck. It's just about having fun, and like it makes for more interesting games against people who have more casual decks. Also makes for more interesting games against like it seems like a lot of other people have that same idea, and they bring some fun stuff into like high rank wild. Okay.
Holy light!
This Spitazide Hydra is going to kill us. It's going to be great. So once again, we are playing Jiitzu's budget aggro hunter. Jiitzu's a viewer or just someone who enjoyed the Hearthstone content that I was doing. linked me this budget build that they've been using they used to get to rank 7 or 8. Got to rank 10 in one day. That's a pretty cheap build. What else do I do on the channel? We're gonna play some more Shadowverse. We also are gonna be playing some more Magic Arena in the coming weeks. I myself am a Magic. I work at a card store. I'm a Magic judge, so it's something that I'm intimately familiar with. But most of the time, we actually do a lot of YouTube content. For instance, I'm recording this video right now to go up on YouTube. So I usually am just kind of I figured if I was gonna be like sitting at home recording a video anyway, I may as well stream it.
Reporting for duty.
Level 3, Jimbo still got the promotion from you. Well, no, I'm kind of not too interested in level 3. To be honest, like it's a lot of extra work. It's a lot of extra work. And I think I'm just happy at the place where I am, where judge a couple of GPs every year. PPTQ season, like it's actually really enjoyable for me to go around to different stores. So, for those of you watching the YouTube video who aren't familiar with Magic the Gathering, essentially within Magic there's what's called a judge program. Judges are essentially referees, part tournament organizers, who are yes, got him. So part referees, part tournament organizers, who are used to make sure events run smoothly, to arbitrate rules, things like that. Not in a kind of explicitly like you did the wrong thing, you're disqualified kind of way, but more in the you didn't know how this interaction works, or what happens if someone rocks up late to a round. How do we do that? And I've been doing that for a couple of years. This is different levels. I myself am level 2, so that often involves going around to kind of more stores in the area, helping judge their more competitive events, and also going to Grand Prix, which I'm excited to be going to next weekend, going to Grand Prix Sydney, travelling up there. As Galvatron says, part caretaker, part mum, part dispute settler, part over it. Yeah, the last part comes up every so often, but I think these days less so. Anyway, that's been Jiitzu's budget aggro hunter. You saw it was actually really fun. I'm really glad that Bittertide Hydra didn't kill us, and some interesting choices. So big thank you to Jiitzu for the deck. If you have a deck that you want me to play or check out, or even if you just want some advice on it, yeah, throw the link to me. You can hit me up on here on YouTube. You can hit me up on Hearthpwn. You can hit me up on Twitch. Any number of things. So I'm gonna cut this recording off there, and we're gonna be back with the second deck of today. Have a good one.